I'm actually really worried that I'll never find a husband.
Just saw a video that was like, if you're single this Valentine's Day, buy yourself flowers. No.
So 2025, I am on a mission to find my husband.
If you're single and wanting a man, you need to be outside on Valentine's Day.
Day 4, trying to...
These days, many modern women are scouting the streets, looking for a man, a potential husband.
I'm in my 30s and single, and this is going to be the very last Valentine's Day where I will be single.
If you are in a relationship or dating, remember, there's no 50-50.
Day 6, trying to find a husband.
Girls do not want an apple. We're now wanting a nice guy to treat us with.
This pattern will never cease to exist. Bad boys when they're younger, good men when older. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
All the ladies who keep asking, where are the good guys at? I've been hanging out with some of my single buddies recently, and they ain't dating no more. Ladies, you're cooked.
Women in this town compete to find a husband because of man shortage. Dongguan in southern China is known as the sex capital of the country. However, in Dongguan, there's way more women than men. So the women of Dongguan actually have to compete to find a man. And the men of Dongguan are actually able to have multiple girlfriends. This man right here has 4 girlfriends.
Currently accepting husband applications, so if you meet any of these requirements, please let me know in the comments so I can accept your application. One is, of course, can you handle a redhead? What do I mean by this? I mean, can you handle the sheer annoyance that I can cause? I am aggressive, I'm annoying, I get irritated, I'm temperamental, I am just aggressive more than the average human being. Can you deal with that? 2, to go along with this, I get very hangry. I get so aggressive when I'm hungry, you wouldn't even realise. Are you able to feed me at all points of the day? I need snacks in your bag. I need meals prepared at certain times. I need you to be on the dot with the food because I do not come to play when it comes to being hangry when I'm hungry. And number 3, are you able to shower me in absolute affection? I need compliments. I need love. I need little kind gestures. You know, open the door for me. So are you willing to be my husband?
No! Other than the good stuff she mentioned, what it sounds like to me is that this woman needs a man to regulate her emotions for her. She outright mentioned she's temperamental, aggressive, and honestly downright annoying. Exactly the kind of traits that men actively avoid. Let's be real here. What kind of man would willingly sign up for that kind of stress, especially if she's looking for a husband? A man who values his peace and sanity isn't going to invest his time, energy, and future into someone whose attitude and demeanor are practically guaranteed to drive him away. It's baffling to me how some women like this think they can package their difficult personality as strength or independence and expect a man to overlook the obvious red flags. Newsflash: no man with self-respect or options is going to willingly marry someone who makes his life harder.
If you're single and sad about it this Valentine's Day, just remember that there are many people across the nation who are currently at dinner looking across the table at someone who has made them cry. That some of y'all are probably looking on Instagram and TikTok saying, oh, I wish I had a guy to buy me flowers or take me out to dinner or buy me a gift. Buy yourself the gift.
Single women. We survived Valentine's Day again another year. It's February 15th, and I'm going to tell you from November to February is just so hard for me. I wouldn't say the whole time, obviously. There's just a lot of hard moments. There's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, then my birthday, then Valentine's Day. There's just a lot of those moments that you want somebody with you in that time.
Just saw a video that was like, if you're single this Valentine's Day, buy yourself flowers. No. Like, no. I don't know why people think that because you're single and you don't have a significant other to do things with, that you want to do those things solo. I don't want to go on a date by myself on Valentine's Day. I don't want to get myself flowers for Valentine's Day. I don't want to give myself a gift. No, these are things that I want someone else to do for me, or I want to do with someone else. I don't want to do those things alone. At least not on Valentine's Day. Like, I don't know why it's like, oh, you're single, you don't have anyone? Buy yourself flowers. Take yourself out on a date. Get yourself chocolate. I don't want to do that. The whole purpose of Valentine's Day is to do it with the person that you love or you're dating. What? I never understand that. Even in just like non-Valentine's Day related, they'll be like, oh, you're single, like, just date yourself. I don't want to date myself. That is the worst advice ever. Stop saying that.
Apparently, that's how it's gonna have to be for many of them. They're going to have to start buying themselves flowers on Valentine's Day. It's funny because there are women who are actually doing that and pretending they love it. But let's be real, it's just another coping mechanism. It's no different than them buying anything else for themselves on any other day. They just get their own gifts and act like it's the same as receiving something from a man who genuinely cares. They'll take pictures posted on social media with captions like, treating myself like the queen I am, or who needs a man when I have me, all while secretly feeling the sting of loneliness. They convince themselves that it's empowering, that they're too independent for a man to validate them, but in reality, they're covering up the ache of wanting to be loved and cherished by someone who genuinely values them. The flowers, the chocolates, the selfies, it's all just a distraction from the truth. Deep down, they know the empty feeling isn't the same as having a partner who will surprise them with love, make them feel seen, and genuinely care.
I want a husband. I'm 35 and I'm single, and I have a question for all the married people out there. Where the heck did you guys meet? Where and how did you meet? Did you meet out in the wild? Let us know.
Okay, so where are all the devout Christian men that are over 6'1" and didn't take the... Just wondering. If you're blue collar, it's even better.
Now that I'm actually single for real, I do start thinking, like, where am I going to meet my husband? Like, where he at, though? Tried at the gym. Turned out to be the longest situationship with firefighter. Like, maybe the gym's not the best place. Or maybe I'll give it a second shot, but, like, at a different gym. Obviously, like, I swore off that gym. For good. And then, not at the club. Tried that. Bad idea. These days, I only go to the grocery store and, like, Target, and that's it. And he definitely ain't at a Pilates class with me. I also swore off all dating apps a really long time ago, like, a lot. I can't even remember the last time I had a dating app. But I don't know where he'd be at. He gotta bust down my door because, I don't know.
What she means is that now that she's done playing around and entertaining these situationships, she's finally ready to settle down. I don't know where modern women get the idea that men will be waiting for them after they've spent years entertaining the chads, but it's ridiculous. Because many of them are doing it, at this point, it's really becoming a cycle where they overlook stability for excitement, only to come back later expecting someone to clean up the mess of their past choices. These are the types of women who overlook the genuine guy earlier on, only to be frustrated with the dating scene when they can't find them later on. Many of them are in the regretting loop, where they keep reliving their poor decisions and wondering why things aren't going their way. The only reason why so many modern women are struggling to find a man is because they keep ending up in these situationships, just like this woman.
It's Valentine's Day. Shock. It's my first Valentine's Day single in 8 years. I'd be lying if I said this year didn't feel like a little heavy and strange. Holidays are weird.
Ladies, stop telling me you're looking for a husband when you're going for the rappers, trappers, scammers. That's not where the husbands are, okay? Get a man with a decent job and go be happy with him. Stop trying to entertain these men that have a bunch of women at their fingertips and expect greatness out of him.
Ladies, if you're single this Valentine's Day and you're feeling sad about it, I'm gonna need you to stand the fuck up, my good sis. Because Valentine's Day this year falls on a Friday, which means that Friday night at the bars and the clubs, those are prime scouting hours. All the men that are going to be at the bars and the clubs are most likely going to be single. So I'm going to need you to call up your girls, Get dressed up all cute and go out tomorrow. I recommend you buy those little Valentine's Day cards that kids usually pass out at school and write your number down on a couple of them so that you can pass them out tomorrow while you're out. We're not throwing no pity parties here. Go, have fun.
Amazing, isn't it? As a matter of fact, a lot of women on TikTok are indeed sad because they don't have a man to spend Valentines with, despite claiming they're independent and don't need a man. The same women who once dismissed relationships as unnecessary or a burden are now openly expressing loneliness. It's kind of funny and sad at the same time that holidays have to remind some of these women the importance of genuine companionship, emotional connection, and having someone who truly cares for them. Those are the same women that claim that men are only optional, only to be hit with reality when moments like Valentine's Day expose the emptiness of superficial independence. When the world slows down and love is in the air, many are forced to confront the truth. The lesson here is, no matter how strong and independent some of these women claim to be, they still crave that intimacy from men.
Y'all, moral of the story, men are supposed to pay all the bills in 2025. I don't care what nobody says. Men are supposed to pay all the bills, and females, y'all can talk to whoever you want. You don't have to be tied down. So my friend, she don't even know what this post was at the beginning. Y'all, she don't even know what I was saying. I said men are supposed to pay all the bills in 2025. Oh, hell.
Get a job.
Can we make going up and introducing yourself at the gym a thing again?
Hell no. Nope. Y'all made it very clear that y'all don't want to be approached in any setting, and it damn sure ain't when you hot and sweaty trying to just get through that motherfucking set.
Single ladies, listen up. If you're single and wanting a man, you need to be outside on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is on a Friday this year, so anybody that's not in a relationship is gonna be going out doing something. And even if you're not a big going out person, go to the fucking gym, go to the post office for all I care. If they are out and about solo, they're 99.9% single. It's literally the day where all the singles are gonna be out and about, so you can either find a casual fun fling or your future husband. Whatever it is, go fucking crazy.
You need help.
This is what I mean when I say some women give other women the worst advice there is. There are already so many single women who are frustrated with being single, especially on Valentine's Day, and struggling to find a proper man. Yet instead of encouraging them to reflect on their choices or make meaningful changes, this woman is telling them to go out and chase casual flings, the very thing that's damaging them and making them hate dating in the first place. It's a never-ending cycle. They listen to bad advice, engage in meaningless encounters, get their hearts broken, and then complain that all men are trash. This is a perfect example of single women keeping other women single. They push the just have fun narrative, knowing full well that casual flings won't bring real fulfillment. It's almost as if misery loves company.
I'm in my 30s and single, and this is going to be the very last Valentine's Day where I will be single. This is what I'm doing to guarantee by next year I am married, changing my self-image from a single girl to a wife. I embody the energy of a woman who knows that she's cherished, adored, loved, and pursued. Not sitting around anymore waiting for a man to come save the day. Romanticizing my life because a wife does not worry if love is going to find her. She already knows that it's happening.
Day 6, trying to find a husband. All the single guys are going to be at the gym today, aren't they? So let's go work out, see what we can find.
See, I don't really think that I'm all that ugly. I mean, I don't think I'm like the hottest chick in the room. I don't light up a room when I walk through it. But I'm not horrible on the eyes. I might be right now. I just got off work and my big forehead is big foreheading. But that's not the point. My point is what's wrong with me? I have a job. I have a car. I own my own small business. I pay all my bills with no help from nobody. I pay my cell phone bill and it's one of them contracted thingies. That just screams adult, okay? It's not prepaid. It's a contract. I pay it every month. I can find anybody to have sex with me. Boing. I can't find nobody that wants to date me. I just don't get it. Why? What's wrong with me?
The problem is, you're not changing your type, madam. Many women have this idea that just because they're paying their bills and handling their responsibilities like adults, it will somehow help them find a man. But here's the truth. Men don't care about those things because they aren't what attract a man to a woman. A man isn't out there looking for someone who can prove they're independent or responsible. That's simply the baseline of being an adult, not a unique trait that makes you desirable in a relationship. Listen to how she described herself: paying her bills, handling her business, and being independent. None of those things are qualities that men are inherently attracted to when they're seeking a partner. The issue is that many women don't understand men and what they actually want in a relationship. They assume that showcasing their independence and self-sufficiency will make them stand out, but that just doesn't work.
So 2025, I am on a mission to find my husband. So I am going on date number 1. Wish me luck. I am back from my date. He's a really nice guy. Conversation was great. Food was good. He's not my future husband, which is fine. I'm looking for somebody a little bit more. He was very timid, very sweet. And I need a little. The spark wasn't there. Really nice guy. Nothing against him. On to the next.
You need help.
I don't know what memo you guys are on, but let me just be clear and help you guys out. Girls do not want an asshole. Like, we're over that. Okay, maybe we did like back in the day, but we're now wanting a nice guy to treat us with respect, to compliment us and make us feel special. You don't have to play hard to get. You don't have to play like you're an asshole. All right? Like, girls are not into douchebags anymore. It's 2024, almost 2025. We're over that phase, okay? And if you keep it up, we're just going to keep dating older men. And then you'll say we're gold diggers, but like, older men are gentlemen, and that's what we like about them. Okay? Maybe we like that they also have money and stuff, and like maybe they have some luxuries, but we mainly like the fact that they're gentlemen. Just saying. If they were poor, we probably wouldn't talk to them, but we really like that they're gentlemen.
Women are only over the asshole guys because at a certain point in their lives, they have to face reality. And because of that, they can't afford to play games with the players anymore. The party phase, the thrill of chasing the bad boy, and the excitement of toxic relationships eventually wear off when they realize it never led to anything meaningful. I mean, you heard her yourself. She said, "We're now wanting a nice guy to treat us with respect." The key word here is now. That now comes after years of chasing the wrong men, ignoring the good ones, and learning the hard way that the so-called fun guys don't stick around. It's not that they suddenly value nice guys, it's that they've run out of options. The same men they laughed at, overlooked, and called boring are now the only ones who can offer them stability, and they're hoping these men are still waiting. But many of them aren't, because they've moved on, leveled up, or found women who appreciated them from the start.
Okay, so if anyone knows where all of the emotionally available, emotionally intelligent, introspective, one of a kind, nice, funny, beautiful men are, that are probably in their 30s and want to settle down, want to have kids, a house, maybe some animals, some land, some like dirt bikes, 4-wheelers, you know, guys that like take care of themselves and care about the environment. You know where they are. Please let a sister know.
I hate when broke men try to talk to me! And I don't like it when people yell in their videos to try to make their videos seem more valid by virtue of the volume. I'm crashing out. Do tell. You don't think I'm special. You really don't, 'cause... Well, so far we haven't really seen any evidence as to why they're wrong. Minus the yelling, of course. If you did, you would not talk to me. You would lock in. Lock in, is it? How exactly would a guy do that? Create something you're clearly unfamiliar with. You would understand that I deserve gardens. I deserve a princess carrot, a princess castle, and some caviar. Now I understand that most individuals firmly believe that they deserve the very best that life can offer. Although what I am wondering about is why a lot of women out there seem to think that they deserve only the top percentage of earning men. What exactly do they offer that would earn them a place at that table? Is it just what they look like? Because in many cases, it's certainly not their personalities. So why the fuck are you trying to talk to me with your Honda Civic? Like I said.
Isn't it funny that so many modern women who talk this way think they're special, but they all look and act exactly the same? It's almost like they're following a script. Same attitudes, same behaviors, same sense of entitlement. Somehow, they all believe they're some kind of princess, but they don't even know what truly constitutes being special or unique. Just calling yourself a queen or princess doesn't make it so. Women who have their stuff together don't go around demanding things. As far as I've seen, what I see them bring to the table is an empty plate. And honestly, what this woman is demonstrating here is complete entitlement. There's just no better way to describe it. The pure definition of a red flag.
Okay, I think I might have cracked the code for how to meet boys in the wild. Because it's hard. Meeting guys in the wild is hard. So my birthday was last week, and my friend Daniel got me some new golf balls. But on the balls, it says, in my golf era, and then it has my Instagram handle on it. And like, obviously I'm going to use the balls. I'm going to try not to lose them. But if I do happen to lose a couple on the course and somebody picks it up, it has my Instagram handle on it so that they can then go follow me. So I think it's fun. I think it's funny. I'll let you know if it works.
The quickest way to make a man step up his game again and actually pursue you again is for you to break the routine and make him uncomfortable. You have to become unpredictable again, because clearly this man has gotten very comfortable because you were so convenient and constantly reassuring him that he knows you ain't going anywhere. When a man reaches out to you, he calls, he texts, whatever, do not immediately reply. So you miss his phone call, or when he says, good morning, how's your day going, his text message, you also ignore it. Don't reply, okay? And then maybe after like an hour of receiving the text message or missing the phone call, you're going to message him. You're going to say, hi, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm just busy at work, or getting my nails done, or getting my hair done, like some insert superficial excuse.
These sorts of games will never convince a good man to spend more effort towards you. The bottom line is that too many women make the mistake of playing these games when they're not getting the amount of attention that they want from a man. But it's actually really hard for a man to know how much attention to put towards a woman. He doesn't want to do too little because you might think that he's not interested. And he definitely doesn't want to do too much because he doesn't want to scare you. He definitely doesn't want to creep you out. This is why it is so important to just communicate your feelings towards him. Because if you like him and he likes you back, he is going to increase efforts. If he doesn't like you, but he knows that you like him, guess what? He's not going to increase his efforts. It's really that simple.
You see this list that this woman has here? It's basically called 5 Steps to Divorce, or 5 Steps to Ruining a Relationship. Many of these so-called women's coaches who hand out this kind of advice aren't even married themselves. They can't lock a man down, yet somehow they claim to know how to make a man step up his game. The irony is glaring. How can someone who's never successfully built a lasting relationship teach others how to do it? Manipulation is their weapon of choice, and they package it as empowerment or leveling up. But any man who feels like he's being manipulated will just walk away, because real men don't tolerate games. They see right through the tactics, playing hard to get, creating artificial scarcity, making a man prove himself over and over, and they simply opt out. That's why so many women today are struggling in relationships. They're being taught how to control a man, not how to build something real with him. Men aren't puppets.
What do the single women do on Valentine's Days? Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing on Valentine's Days. I'm in the Starbucks line about to get myself some coffee, and I'm going to take my broke ass to work so I can make some money. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, TikTok's about to be banned. I need to start meeting people in the wild or I'm going to go crazy, okay? The dating apps are out. Instagram's out, okay? Facebook's out. Like, I need to meet people in person. And you know, I love the gym that I go to. I love working out. I love being around, you know, like-minded people, but the gym's not really a place that you can talk to people. I feel like everybody's like focused on themselves. I want to talk to people, but what's the general consensus about the gym? I don't know, but I don't want to go to bars. I don't drink. I'm not interested in that culture. So I want to meet people. What do we do? What can we do? Can I talk to someone at the gym?
How to meet high value men. Go to charity events or galas. You get to get dressed up and you can mix and mingle with all sorts of new people. Go to high-end hotels and restaurants and sit at the bar. Bonus points if you go by yourself. If you sit on the corner of the bar, people are more likely to approach you because it's not directly like trying to scoot in between chairs and people. Great tip. Whitney did that last night. Intentionally, and I can say it did work. Yeah. Honestly, I don't even know how many men approached me. Probably like 3 or 4 within an it, hour. It was like constant, nonstop. And another tip, sit on the side that's closest to the door.
Going to a nice gym on a Saturday morning.
Saturday morning is key because if he went out Friday night, he's probably not going to be at the gym Saturday morning. Like I'd say 9 a.m. is that sweet spot.
Yeah. Then you don't want like a party boy. So you want to make sure they're like getting their fitness in. You'll know.
Yep.
Events that are held in a park, maybe at a city. So if it's like a yoga class in the park, a high-end car show in the park, maybe the farmer's market,
high-end coffee shops.
That's great. A lot of men and women like to sit and work. Great place to meet people.
Just be willing to try new things.
They should just call it what it is, looking for rich guys so they don't have to work. Let's be honest, that's exactly what many women are doing today. They're frequenting high-end places, luxury lounges and exclusive events, not because they genuinely enjoy them or can afford the lifestyle themselves, but because they're on the hunt for a man who can provide that life for them. It's all about securing the easy life without putting in the effort to earn it themselves. The irony is that these women often try to frame it as being classy or having high standards, but in reality, it's just calculated opportunism. They're not looking for a partner to build a life with. They're looking for a provider to latch onto. And the sad part is, they often overlook the character and values of the men they're chasing, focusing solely on the size of his wallet. This approach might work in the short term, but in the long run, it rarely leads to genuine, fulfilling relationships. Rarely.
I am not sorry. In 2025, I am not settling. So unless you're deep thrusting me missionary style, staring in my eyes, making love to me like Nicholas Sparks fucking wrote it, I don't want it.
Do you dolls ever feel like the reason why there's a sassy man apocalypse is because men can't control whether or not we have credit cards or can buy a house and have a job? So they're like, I guess our only option is to just be a little. But then I think about like my dad, my grandpa, and I'm like, men were always. They're just like more empowered now to be.
Of course, the shaming tactic. This whole sassy men apocalypse nonsense is just women getting angry at men for treating them equally and expecting reciprocation. For years, they pushed the idea that relationships should be equal, that men and women are the same, and that traditional gender roles are outdated. But now that men are actually holding them to that standard suddenly, it's a problem. What they really wanted wasn't equality. It was special treatment. They wanted men to keep chasing, providing, and sacrificing while they sat back and enjoyed the benefits. But now that men are no longer blindly accepting one-sided relationships, they're being labeled as sassy, feminine, or weak. Truth is, men are simply done with unfair expectations. They're realizing that if a woman won't bring value to their lives, they have no reason to stick around.
We are definitely in the end times right now. Because why are the sassy men getting sassier? Tell me why I didn't reply to this man since last night. And this is what the fuck he sends me. He sends me a screenshot of the definition of communication. He eats and conquers all of the sassy men awards, I fear. Like, this is top tier sassy behavior. What the fuck? And the audacity to put a heart right underneath it? Who are you? Who are raising y'all?
This woman makes absolutely no sense. How is it that she tries to shame a man and call him sassy just because he wants to communicate? Since when did expressing your thoughts and trying to have an open, honest conversation become a negative trait in a man? It's baffling how communication, something that's supposed to be the foundation of any healthy relationship, is now being weaponized against men who are simply trying to engage in a meaningful way. If communicating is becoming sassy, just what else have these women added to the list? The crazy thing about all of this is that when a man doesn't communicate, they're the first to get angry, calling him cold, distant, or emotionally unavailable. It's like men can't win either way. If they keep their feelings to themselves, they're criticized for not opening up. But if they do try to communicate and show emotional intelligence, they're mocked and shamed for it.
I don't have a boyfriend or no real prospects, but I do want to get married by the end of this year. Engaged at the very least, but if I'm being real, I want to be married by the end of this year. This is 25. Whenever people be like, oh, me and my husband, got married after a couple months and we've been together for 20 years and we moved in after this many weeks and we've been together for all these years, I'm like, that's gonna be me one day. I just always felt that the person I end up with long term when we do get together, it's gonna be so swift, but not in a we're rushing way, but in a you know way, and then we're gonna be together forever. Watch.
Where to Meet Millionaires and Billionaires Part 4. Where are we going today, girls? Let's go to New York City. By the way, if you're new here, I'm V, and if you want a rich man but you don't know where to start, you are in the right place. These 3 events are your ticket to mingling with the city's elite and potentially finding the one or several. Number 1, the Winter Show. Explore priceless antiques and, more importantly, its collectors at this exclusive event. You will delight in finding rare artifacts like really rich men and mingle with fellow connoisseurs in a lavish setting. Number 2, the Armory Show. Every March, this art fair attracts collectors, gallery owners, and art enthusiasts from around the world. Here, you will discover contemporary modern masterpieces, mingle with billionaires, and network with art scene influencers. Number 3, Frieze New York. Every year in May, high society enjoys art and fine wines. This is more than an art fair. This is a global cultural event uniting collectors and more enthusiasts. So if you want to mix and mingle with millionaires and billionaires, check out these 3 must-attend events, plus discover over 100 more in my Jet Setter's Guide.
What this woman is doing is selling women a dream that they could get a millionaire or a billionaire, as if it's some kind of guaranteed reality. She's painting a picture that any woman can land a rich, successful man if she just follows the right steps or plays the right game. For many of these women who buy into this nonsense, they're only seeking one thing from these rich men: security. But here's the thing, these rich men aren't stupid. They didn't get to where they are by being naive. They've climbed the ladder through hard work and a sharp sense of awareness. It's safe to say they can smell a woman who's in survival mode from a mile away. The desperation for financial stability, the need for validation through luxury, and the subtle manipulation to secure a comfortable life. It's all too obvious. And these men, they've dealt with enough opportunistic people to recognize when someone is only interested in their wealth. In fact, the more successful these men get, the more they learn to be wary of women who seem more interested in the lifestyle than the man himself.
You can always tell the difference between a man who gets money for real versus a man who's a bum. The get money man is going to always provide, never going to ask you for nothing in return. He's never going to complain about anything he done for you. Nothing, none of that. Versus a bum is always going to throw in your face everything and anything they did for you. And they're always going to expect something in return. It's crazy.
What she's trying to say is that she's broke and expects to leech off a man without offering anything meaningful in return. Just what world does she think she's living in? Men are not walking ATMs or saviors waiting to rescue someone who refuses to take responsibility for their own life. What's even more crazy to me is the fact that women who talks like this don't think that they're broke, even though they themselves have nothing to offer. Men today are much more aware of these entitlement-driven mindsets, and they're walking away from women who bring nothing to the table except demands. She's probably just angry at the man she's dealing with for not wasting his resources on her. If she really thinks a man can't expect anything from her, she really does not need to be dating.